Hello, and welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you'll find the most recent news, entertaining moments, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. A reality television alumna claims that she is stuck in Dubai with her children amid the war with Iran. Bayleigh Dayton currently lives in Dubai with her husband, Chris Swaggy C. Williams, and their two children. Bayleigh Dayton and her husband, Chris Swaggy C. Williams, whom she met while competing on Big Brother 20 in 2018, currently reside in Dubai with their two children. According to Fox affiliate WDAF, the Missouri native claimed on Saturday, February 28, that she was awoken by an Iranian attack nearby. Dayton, a former flight attendant and Miss Missouri, stated, "Until we saw smoke above my house, I didn't realize how close it was." The U.S. Since the war is still going on, the State Department has urged all Americans living in 14 countries, including Dubai, which is in the United Arab Emirates. However, Dayton stated that her family is having trouble securing a return flight. According to WDAF, she stated, "They're slowly trying to open airspace, but none of those planes are going to USA." Dayton made reference to the fact that her husband had already left for the United States prior to the attacks in a video that she shared on Instagram on March 4th. She said that she is scared and alone as she waits to flee. The former beauty queen stated in the clip, "So I didn't have fleeing a war zone on my 2026 bingo card," noting later that she was taking cover in a green zone. Dayton acknowledged that there is no way out of the country right now, but she said that her family was extremely fortunate because the government has been protecting the city like no other. Dayton explained, "The only thing we can do right now is shelter in place, which is what we're doing. We will leave as soon as flights can depart." Williams, on the other hand, has pledged to assist his wife in securing a flight out of the war-torn region as soon as possible. Williams added, "Promise I'll get you guys out of there the very first flight they allow," to his wife's post in the comment section. He went on to say, "Like, what are the odds? I'm in the States when this is happening. Soon, we'll get you out of there." Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to keep up with the best of what People has to offer, including compelling human interest stories and celebrity news. In an interview with the WDAF, Dayton stated that being caught in a raging conflict puts everything in perspective, adding later, "All that matters is your physical safety and the health of your family." She elaborated, "I've been a flight attendant and we're trained for scary situations. I feel like I've been trained to handle this, but no one wants to face a war. I had no intention whatsoever of being in a war zone." Bayleigh Dayton, a reality TV star, used to live in the famous Big Brother house, where competitions, alliances, and dramatic twists were commonplace. The former contestant now faces a far more terrifying reality, however. She is stranded in Dubai, as escalating Iran-related tensions leave her stranded with her two young children. Dayton, who first caught the attention of viewers of the reality show during season 20, currently resides in Dubai with her husband, Chris Swaggy C. Williams, and their two children. Travel quickly became complicated and risky, however, as the Middle East conflict escalated and airspace restrictions spread throughout the region. Dayton suddenly found herself stuck in a city on edge, separated from her husband and unsure of when she and her children will be able to return home due to flight delays and growing security concerns. Dayton acknowledged in a moving social media message to her followers that the circumstance has made her feel extremely vulnerable. She said, "I feel scared and alone," describing the terrifying experience of being in close proximity to a developing war zone with two young children to safeguard. A terrifying alarm call. The reality star claimed that she was first struck by the gravity of the situation on February 28 when she was jolted awake by what she later learned was a conflict-related nearby attack. She was unaware at first of how close the danger was. The reality of what was going on began to dawn on her when she looked outside and saw smoke rising in the distance above her neighborhood. In an interview, Dayton recalled, "I didn't realize how close it was until we saw smoke above my house."
The moment was chilling for a mother who is responsible for the safety of two young children. She suddenly felt like the fragile and uncertain world she had built in Dubai. Dayton quickly switched into survival mode despite the fear, concentrating on keeping her children calm and safe while gathering information regarding the next step. Grounded flights delayed escape. Dayton's biggest obstacle has been leaving the country, like that of many locals and visitors to the area. Many flights were canceled or delayed as tensions rose, and restrictions on airspace made it difficult for airlines to operate normally. Several nations' citizens were urged to leave the area, but it proved much more difficult to do so. Dayton claims that the majority of flights were not heading towards the United States when they began gradually reopening. She elaborated, "They're slowly trying to open airspace, but none of those planes are going to USA. That means waiting for days or even longer for Dayton and her children to find a safe flight and for travel routes to stabilize. Exiting Dubai is simply not an option until then." Uncertainty and protection. Dayton has been hiding out in what she calls a safe green zone in the city while she waits for an opportunity to flee. Despite the turmoil in the region, Dubai authorities are said to have taken significant measures to protect residents and maintain stability. Dayton herself acknowledged that the government's response has contributed to preventing panic and maintaining the city's ability to function normally in the circumstances. She still struggles a lot with the uncertainty. She stated, "The only thing we can do right now is shelter in place," and she added that her family would leave as soon as flights resumed and travel was safe. The waiting game continues every day, with constant attention paid to news updates, travel warnings, and airline announcements. A husband watching from afar. Adding to the emotional strain is the fact that Dayton's husband, Williams, is currently in the United States. In 2018, the couple met while competing on Big Brother, got married, and became one of the show's most well-known success stories. After the cameras stopped rolling, their relationship took off, and they ended up starting a life together in another country. However, Williams was traveling in the United States when the conflict became more intense, leaving Dayton and the children in Dubai. He's been keeping a close eye on the situation and assuring his wife that he's doing everything in his power to bring them home safely from thousands of miles away. Williams stated in a kind online message that he would move his family as soon as the opportunity presented itself. He wrote, "I'll get you guys out of there the very first flight they allow." During what would otherwise have been an overwhelming experience, those words have offered Dayton some solace. A mother's perspective. Dayton was trained to remain calm in high-stress situations as a flight attendant before she became a reality star. She asserts that her experience has assisted her in maintaining composure throughout the crisis. However, even with that background, nothing can truly prepare a person for a war zone. She stated, "I've been trained for scary situations, but no one wants to deal with the prospect of war." The situation has also changed Dayton's perspective on life. Her concerns about her career, fame, and day-to-day issues suddenly seem insignificant in comparison to a single simple priority, protecting her children. She stated, "Your family's health and your physical safety are all that matters." Assistance from fans. Fans of Big Brother quickly rallied around Dayton as the situation unfolded online. While she searches for a safe route home, numerous individuals have flooded her social media pages with encouraging messages, prayers, and messages of support. Others have offered guidance and reassurance by sharing their own experiences of being stranded during international crises. Even though it may seem like it at the time, the outpouring of support has served as a reminder for Dayton that she is not truly alone. Waiting for the return trip. Dayton continues to wait for the time being. New developments in the conflict and ongoing travel disruptions in the region emerge. Airline schedules still remain a mystery, and there are few options for evacuation. However, Dayton maintains optimism that the situation will soon improve. In the meantime, she is focusing on what is most important, keeping her children safe, staying strong, and believing that the time will come when she can return home. It's a far cry from the intense challenges she faced on reality TV. The stakes are real this time, and additionally, the prize she is waiting for isn't a grand finale. Rather, it's just a safe return flight.
A former contestant on the popular reality show Big Brother, had no idea that one day she would be caught in the middle of a global conflict. However, that is precisely the circumstance she is in right now. The reality TV personality and mother of two is currently stranded in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, due to travel disruptions caused by Iran-related tensions. What started out as a normal week quickly turned into a terrifying experience for Dayton, who was filled with fear, uncertainty, and the urgent need to get her children to safety. A sudden call to action. Dayton, who became famous on Big Brother 20 and is now married to Chris "Swaggy C" Williams, whom she met on the show, lives in Dubai. The couple established a life together in another country and gave birth to 2 children, beginning what appeared to be a stable and exciting new chapter in their family's history. However, everything changed on February 28. Dayton claims that a nearby strike connected to the expanding conflict in the region woke her up abruptly early that morning. She wasn't sure at first what was going on. However, the seriousness of the situation became evident when she looked outside and observed smoke rising above the neighborhood. She stated, "Until we saw smoke above my house, I didn't realize how close it was." With 2 young children relying on her for safety, the realization that nearby military activity was taking place was extremely unsettling. Angry and alone, Dayton acknowledged in a social media video that the experience has made her feel extremely vulnerable. While describing the circumstance, she told her followers, "I feel scared and alone." Dayton has been navigating the crisis without her husband's presence because he had gone to the United States shortly before the conflict got worse. The emotional burden of protecting their children alone in a dangerous situation has been overwhelming, and she continues to communicate with him from afar. Dayton, attempting to keep his sense of humor in the face of the terrifying circumstances, stated in the video, "So I didn't have fleeing a war zone on my 2026 bingo card. Airspace is restricted and flights are canceled. Simply leaving the country is one of Dayton's biggest challenges at the moment. Airlines began rescheduling or canceling flights across portions of the Middle East as tensions rose. Many routes were forced to temporarily close due to safety concerns and restrictions in the airspace, making travel extremely challenging. Even in the United Arab Emirates, authorities in the United States have advised Americans to leave the region as soon as possible. However, evacuating is not always simple due to the limited number of flights available. Dayton explained that despite the slow resumption of some flights, none appear to be currently heading directly to the United States. She stated, "They're slowly trying to open airspace, but none of those planes are going to the United States. The family can only wait for the time being." Taking shelter in place. While waiting for travel options to reopen, Dayton and her children have been sheltering in a protected area of the city, often referred to as a green zone. Despite the tensions in the region, the Dubai government is said to have taken strong measures to keep the city safe and stable. Dayton acknowledged that authorities have exerted considerable effort to safeguard residents and manage the situation. There is still some uncertainty. Dayton stated, "The only thing we can do right now is shelter in place. We will leave as soon as flights can depart." Every day feels like a test of perseverance and resilience for a mother who is focused on the safety of her children. A husband watching from afar. Williams, Dayton's husband, is closely monitoring the situation from thousands of miles away. The couple first met and fell in love while competing on Big Brother in 2018, becoming one of the show's most memorable real-life success stories. They got married and started a family after leaving the show.
Williams is currently doing everything he can from the United States to assist in the safe return of his wife and children. He reassured her that he would find a way to get them out of the area in response to Dayton's post on social media. He wrote, "Promise I'll get you guys out there the first flight they allow." His message provided some consolation during a stressful and emotional time. Perform well under pressure. Dayton was a flight attendant before becoming a reality TV star. She learned how to remain calm in stressful and emergency situations through that career. These abilities have been beneficial during the current crisis. She elaborated, "I've been a flight attendant and we're trained for scary situations." Still, Dayton admitted that nothing could truly prepare someone for the possibility of being caught in a conflict zone. She stated, "Nobody wants to deal with facing a war." Dayton's perspective on life has changed as a result of the experience. An effective reminder. Dayton has been forced to think about what really matters after the ordeal. In times like these, fame, appearances on television and social media seem much less important than family and safety. She stated, "Being in a situation like this puts everything in perspective. Your family's health and your physical safety are the only things that matter." Assistance from fans. Big Brother fans quickly began sending messages of support as the news of Dayton's situation spread online. Her comments on social media have been flooded with prayers, words of support, and wishes for the safe return of her family. Dayton has been reminded by the outpouring of support that she is not alone, even though she is physically separated from her loved ones and waiting for an uncertain future. Awaiting a safe escape. Dayton and her children continue to wait in Dubai until the time comes when travel can be resumed. Airlines are gradually reopening routes, but the situation remains unpredictable. Dayton's family has no choice but to remain where they are until flights to the United States resume. Dayton retains hope despite the uncertainty and fear. Her objective is clear: get her children safely home. In addition, even though she is well known to the general public as a reality TV star, she is merely a mother who is working hard to protect her family while she waits for a safe escape.